Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioners Clubhouse on the LCC Network for the schedule reveal. It's here a week earlier than we anticipated because of popular demand. And hey, we're happy to do it. We're super pumped. With me today, like always, I've got Isaac. How's it going?
What's up?
Yeah, man. We got, of course, Jameson with us. Hey.
As always, yeah. So real quick before we get into the reveal, we got a good bit of announcements here. So again, be sure to follow us on the LCC Clubhouse, and comment on the videos on YouTube. So Chad Johnson prize, you guys saw that in the group text. We wanted to reiterate that is you guys have until Tuesday. Is that what we agreed on? Tuesday,
midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Tuesday midnight. That's Tuesday at midnight, right? So like Wednesday morning, Tuesday night at midnight.
Yes.
Okay. To comment on the original video with your answers. Another quick announcement. So our next podcast, where we do the other 5 for the rookie and then the mock draft, is going to be released on Wednesday.
The day after your due date. So April 23rd is the due date to enter, and we're going to reveal it on the podcast the next day, Wednesday, April 24th.
Yep, on the podcast. So we've actually pushed it up because me and Isaac will not be able to record Friday because we're going to the Charlotte
party.
The Charlotte draft party. So we're going to record and release
the Panthers draft party.
Yes, the Panthers draft party.
Isaac has officially become a Panthers fan. He's already got the Cam Newton jersey pulled out. He is super pumped to be there.
Yeah, he's going to have stuff signed. We're going to take pictures. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to wear my Carolina Gamecocks outfit.
So that'll be released early, so look for that. And one more thing, Pat referenced it in the group text. We've got another giveaway that we're going to do here in the next few weeks. Another piece of signed NFL memorabilia. And I think this one's even cooler than the Chad Johnson one, which is already cool enough. So I know a few owners in the league that want to get their hands on it. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. So,
hey guys, you think I should wear my Bucks jersey to the Panthers? I got a custom Bucks jersey with Eubanks on the back.
I'd say
that's pretty bold.
You're not a man unless you wear it there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so you're a real Bucks fan, you'll wear it.
Yeah,
I'm calling you out.
All right,
I'll just drop you off on 85 and just leave you there.
Thanks.
All right, guys. We're going to get into the schedule. We don't have anything else. No quick questions, nothing like that. So we're just going to dive right into it. We've got some categories here, which we'll explain here in a sec. We've got probably 8 categories here, so different things we want to talk about to kind of structure some of our conversation. We'll kick it off right away with the most exciting matchup from us. So, Isaac, if you want to go first, just mention who you're looking forward to seeing this season.
All right, so this is interesting because you guys are just finding out about this one since we moved them back because we were going to put the game of the week, this game that I'm about to talk about, in the episode today. But, obviously we switched weeks and whatnot. So my game of the week is week 1, Cody versus Billy Ray. Rematch of the LCC Championship, week 1. Get your popcorn ready. It'll be a good one.
That is a good one. That is exciting. That's a fun one. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, Isaac's really got my favorite one, the game of the week for week 1. But you can't argue about this. Week 6, Cody versus John. That's my dad, owner of the East Side Brawlers. Those don't know Cody. That's Steel Curtain. It's going to be a good one, man. Great, probably the best defense in the league on the East Side Brawlers. One of the best offenses in the league with Steel Curtain. There's going to be some big numbers put up that week. And I'm highly interested to see what happens there, especially considering one of these two teams is in my division. So, there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, and to keep on the Cody theme here, basically anytime Cody gets to play a good team, I think we're excited to see it.
Because he doesn't get to play any good teams over there.
Fired. I wish we had a rapid fire shots fired. I liked Billy Ray Cody one too. I chose myself and Cody. That I'm excited, and that happens in week 12, the last game of the regular season. Cody and I face off. I haven't played him in years since we were in the same division, and I'm looking forward to facing one of the best teams in the league. So I like to play up to my competition. So I'm excited about that one. I
You
guess
should play Kevin then.
Isaac, man, why are you throwing... Man, you made me choke. 10 wins and number 1 seed. Whatever. We won't talk about that right now.
What else?
Other side of that coin, least exciting matchups, games that we're not excited about. Just like the last category, this one also has some common themes. Patrick, if you want to go, if you want to go first and tell us who you're not excited about seeing play each other this year.
Oh man, this one's gonna be rough. This is gonna be probably the widest margin of victory we may see the entire year, and that is Cody versus Kevin in week 5. So he goes from playing Kevin, which is pretty much a guaranteed win, to playing these side brawlers in week 6 to being a tough game. This game right here, I don't think anyone's gonna bat an eye to and even consider Kevin as an upset team in that week.
Is it going to be a bloodbath, Pat?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. No, this game is gonna be. It's gonna be rough, man. It's, yeah. I don't even know what to say other than, yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, yeah. Similar theme for me here. I've got
speechless.
Speechless. I've got Cam and Kevin as the game I'm not excited about. Week 6. So week 6, we didn't mention. Week 6 is interconference week. It looks like everyone's playing someone else from the other conference. Cam is going to just destroy Kevin. Just absolutely destroy
Kevin. If you beat Kevin, if you beat Cam, you need to drop out the league. Just be done.
If Kevin wins more than 4 games this year, I'll probably go buy him some signed memorabilia and just give it to him. If he wins more than 4 games.
Get him a Rudy signed jersey. You know, that's very fitting. You know, he's got a good heart.
Yeah, but yeah, that game is not very exciting to watch. Yeah, so I mean, I'm expecting a beat down there too. But Isaac, who's your least exciting matchup?
All right. So I've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. My favorite game. I'm so excited. Just kidding. It's the most boring game that you could possibly think of. Bryson and Kevin, week 11, the bottom of the bottom, the toilet bowl.
Kevin and Bryson. I'm actually kind of excited for that one. I don't know why. Maybe because Isaac's been talking it up so much over the last few weeks that I'm actually kind of excited to see Kevin and Bryson play each other. Like,
I mean, I am too, but it still fits the least exciting section, especially since all of us had Kevin and Bryson was at the bottom of ours. So,
well, Patrick, you love defensive games. What's more fun than a 61-65 fantasy game in the LCC?
Like basically like reenacting year 1 fantasy scores.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be exciting. No, I actually am excited to see this one for real. I want to see their growth. I want to see what these guys do with the rest of the offseason, especially given that we've talked about their teams in total rebuild. Wouldn't it be so fitting to see them go like 300 points against each other in week 11?
Oh, that'd be great.
Bryce has done it before, man.
Oh yeah,
I've been trying to get him to listen to me so I can mentor him a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. But he's done it before.
Yeah. So those are
and
good.
Listen here though, I think we can all 3 agree that Bryson has a much better chance at winning his division than Kevin does.
Yes.
Just looking at the divisions, looking at the teams that are in there, looking at the rosters, I think we can unanimously agree with that statement. So that means that this game for Bryson is a must win. I mean, honestly, I think whoever gets 6 wins in that division is more likely going to end up winning it. So, dude,
that's a real possibility because 6 wins would have won it last year. So that is a very real possibility, for sure. So those are the least exciting games. Real quickly, I mean, you guys can see the schedule. We're not going to talk about every single game. I just wanted to mention that this will be up. You guys will be able to look at this as we're going through all this, so you can look at it too. But next category here, biggest potential upset. We like to look at games ahead of time and think where someone can take down a real contender. So I guess heading into this, I got a sound drop here.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
So this is how these guys feel. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I've got Jordan possibly being upset by.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys?
By Mike in week 1. Mike gets off the crazy hot starts, and he's done it the last 2 years. He has the ability to upset contenders. We've nicknamed him the Giant Killer. Scored 359 points in week 1 last year against Isaac when he whooped him. He scored the second most points. He scored the most points in week 2 of 2017, hit a high point week. And of course, he beat me in the playoffs in an upset that I'm never going to live down. So Mike, man, he's the giant killer. He's the silent thief. He's the, I mean, we got all sorts of nicknames for him. I could honestly see him upsetting Jordan in week 1 of this season.
It's very, very real possibility. But I just want to jump on there and say, we need to get a afternoon delight little sound drop.
Oh, a sound
from
drop.
Anchorman.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
that'd be a good one for him.
That's absolutely right. I'll get that, Jordan. Someone text me and remind me about that. I'll set that up. So Isaac, who do you got as your potential upset this season?
All right. So even though I just gave him a very, very hard time earlier, I'm going to go out and pick the biggest, most unlikely upset. Kevin versus Mando, whatever your name is. Week 12, they play. Only reason I'm saying this is because I'm expecting Mando to keep, 3 players. Well, obviously he's going to keep 5, but he's going to have 3 players that are going to be on bye weeks on week 12, which is when they're playing. David Johnson, Buda Baker, and Derwin James. I mean, that's some key players right there. So, I mean, it's a long shot, but if he could have an upset this coming year, I mean, this is his chance. I mean, I don't see him beating anybody else, but I mean, you got 3 core guys going to be on bye week. So,
and Isaac, real quick, I mean, we have these rough projections here that we haven't gone through in depth. Is this the one? Your worst case scenario for Kevin was 1-11. Was this the one win that you guaranteed him? Just out of curiosity.
I gave him one for So I don't know. I didn't want to be mean and say, okay, your worst case, you win no games. I mean, it was kind of a sympathy win. He would get one somewhere potentially. It depends if he even has a full team. I mean, he's only got 12 players out of 18 right now. Yeah. So it's, yeah.
I was just curious if that was the one, because they're not going to see this on the schedule release, obviously. But you and I put some like really rough predictions together based solely on the schedules, and I saw that and I was just curious what team you had him beating in his worst case scenario.
And Kevin, we want you to prove us wrong. Believe me, we want to. So please prove us wrong.
Oh, so badly, man! I want these teams. I want Bryson and Kevin. I want them to win their divisions. I want them to join us in the playoffs. Because I know we're all gonna.
Who said you're gonna be in the playoffs?
Be contenders. And Isaac, you're talking a lot of trash.
Shots fired.
A lot of trash.
You gotta do boom roasted. I've roasted you like 3 times.
I'm not gonna boom. See, that's what's good about having the soundboard. I don't have to boom roast unless I want to. So, boom roasted.
All right,
Pat, who's your potential upset?
This one, I mean, some people may say, "Well, this isn't a huge stretch," and you're right, it's not a huge stretch. But the one I've got is Week 11 when the Spurs Cameron plays against Detroit Bad Boys. Billy, I really think because of Billy's bye weeks right now set up for Week 11, he's losing Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Kevin Byard on top of that. It's going to be rough. And not only that, but if you go and look at just like the brief historical data, I mean, they've played each other 6 times. Cameron's only won 2 of those games. I know Cameron's coming in this year hungry and winning that division. And he's definitely eyeing Billy and trying to take him down. Billy's he's the king of the Elite 12, at least until the end of the 2019 season. And I've just got a feeling, man, we may see Cameron take an upset here. And you never know. This game right here literally may be the difference between one of these 2 teams winning the division, or maybe even Peyton surpassing one of them and hopping in there in the number 1 spot. So this is going to be a really good game. The week right before the end of the season, I think we can all say it's going to be great to, at least on the Elite 12 side, to look at that one, because it's the week right before the end of the regular season.
I think.
Hey, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Cameron would be upset to hear that he's considered an underdog in a game against a division rival.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he will. Yeah. But you look at it too, the last 2 games in the season are going to be tough for Cameron. It's Billy in week 11, then Peyton in week 12. Those are 2 games. I mean, worst case scenario, he goes 0-2 the last 2 games of regular season. That is not how you want to go into the playoffs. When you look at most of the LCC champions, they went in on a winning streak, not a losing streak. So it's going to be a very important game for both of these teams for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of Cameron, we're talking about best rivalry matchups next, and I got my boy Cameron against his dad John, week 5. John's 6-3 all time versus Cameron. So my biggest question is: Cam going to be the 2017 Cam when he was 10-2, or is he going to be the one like he was last year at 5-7, or is he going to be like 2016 and win like 1 game? I mean, I don't know. So it's very. I want him to do good because nobody likes a crappy Cam team because he's the one that talks the most trash in the whole league. So it keeps it exciting, keeps the blood flowing, I guess. But yeah, I'm really I think that's a great rivalry game.
Yeah, a lot of history there.
No, I agree.
Father-son dynamic. There's a whole lot going on there for sure. Pat, you've got a similar rivalry. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've got the oldest rivalry in the league, at least the longest lasting one. When you look at the head-to-head matchups here, it's myself versus my dad, owner of the Eastside Brawlers. It's going to be one that's literally going to come down to who wins the division. And it's going to affect Isaac too. I guarantee you kind of what happens.
I'm going to be paying
there.
Probably more attention to that game to my game.
I mean, it's week 1, man. It's crazy. It's going to be really good. We made a trade between each other. I know we both kind of hope our trades end up helping our teams out, but I just gave him the best IDP player in the league.
He gave you the best PPR running back, so it's kind of
exactly. So it's going to be really interesting how that changes the dynamics between both of us. We've played each other 16 times in a matter of the past 9 seasons. This will be the 17th. I currently lead the series 10-6. I've outscored him, and he's outscored me in our head-to-head, even though I own the series, which is really interesting. I'm not sure how that happens, but
yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that strange? Like he's outscored me by 10 points in our head-to-head, but I've beat him 4 more times than he's beaten me. So I'm just trying to think, like, what does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but no, it's gonna be good. We've have split matchups for 3 consecutive years now. I have 10 of this. If you include the playoffs, like 10-7 against my dad. We've both beaten each other in the playoffs. We've both eliminated each other from the playoffs. It's crazy to imagine this game right here having direct implications of who goes to the playoffs after week 12. So definitely one I'm nervous and excited about. I know, Isaac, you're probably the same way, just trying to figure out, all right, who's going to win and how does this help me, that type of deal. It's going to be great.
It is.
Yeah, a way to start the season, a game that's going to shape the season for multiple teams around the LCC, not just you guys, I'm sure. But so I've got Cody and Colby here in week 3. I'm excited to see that matchup, mostly because I'm not sure about their rivalry themselves, how much trash talk they do, because they are in a separate conference. But they're both very competitive. They're both LCC champs. They're constant contenders, and I'm sure they both want to get off to a hot start. They've got a very similar head-to-head record. Colby is leading right now, 7-6 all-time, including the playoffs. So I think, just going back a couple of years ago, these are both very, very dominant owners. I like seeing both of them play. Colby was Mr. 300, first one to ever do it. So there's a lot there for both of those guys. So we talk about games that could shape seasons. I think week 3 could be one to watch. So, yep, on to our next category here. We've got the best interconference game. So best matchups between the Elite 12 and the Top Shottas conferences. So Pat, we'll let you kick it off with the game you got.
Yeah, this is actually, believe it or not, in 9 years, there's not a ton of history between these 2 teams. But again, I really think it's going to be exciting to see in the very middle of the season. Cody versus my dad, Eastside Brawlers, and that's Steel Curtain Cody. 2 juggernaut teams are going to face off. They're both great. I know in our, way too early rankings, like a month ago or something, we had these 2 teams as arguably the 2 best in the entire league. So we're getting to see like theoretically speaking, Little Critter Bowl 10 in week 6. And it's really going to be a high octane type game. My dad, he currently leads the overall series 4-0 all time against Cody. So I know Cody wants to get his first win against him. And literally, again, when you're looking, I'm sure all of you are looking at the schedule right now, and you can already see Eastside Brawlers has one of the, and we'll talk about this a little bit later.
I'm about to say, don't be jumping the gun on here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that just kind of shows like how much this game's going to mean in week 6.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that one. 2 powerhouses. I've also got Cody in mind. Cody versus Billy. We keep calling him Billy Ray. I know that's not his name, but now I've seen it so many times in our show doc because Isaac. That's just like what I say. Especially because we got Billy Powell now. So Cody versus Billy Ray, both conference champs, LCC rematch. I know for a fact, and not only are we looking forward to this, but everyone in the LCC is looking forward to this, according to our group chat that we saw, our text chat that we saw the other day. With everyone saying, hey, are we going to see a rematch of these guys? Not only are we going to see it, we're going to see it in week 1 to kick off the 2019 season. So I'm super pumped about that one. We all are. I know you guys have some thoughts here. You guys can, add anything to this if you want.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest is he going to get his revenge or not? I mean, he really revamped his team, Billy did. So, I mean, I wish both of them the best of luck, but I mean, I'm just super excited to do it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I look at like worst case scenario for Cody, which is still a great case scenario for most teams. If he loses this, in my opinion, he can really only have 2 more losses to spare between weeks 2 and 9. And I'd say that week 1 is going to be definitely the toughest matchup for Billy. But at the same time, you look at it, his whole season is going to be rough, man. This is a game he must win. And this is a game that, Cody has some wiggle room when you're looking at his schedule right now. But it's just, this game is going to mean so much. It's setting the season up for a great run in our 10th year in the league. And I think we're going to get a lot out of it.
All right, Isaac, who's your what game are you looking forward to? Interconference.
All right, so to continue on the Cody show, I got Cody versus Jameson. Both of these guys combined had a 9-3 record last year, which is insane.
Wait, what do you mean 9-3?
You were 10-2.
Yeah,
he was 8-4. You add them together, divide by 2,
our
9-3 record.
Our average record. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay,
maybe my bad.
Gotcha.
But they haven't played each other since 2014, and then they're 2-2 all the time. So obviously they're competitive, but they haven't played that much. So I mean, I'm really excited to see that one, honestly.
And I may
late in the season too, right?
Week 12. Yeah, last week of the regular
last week.
And I may be wrong, but I think we've scored the exact same amount of points against each other when we've played in those 4 games. I know that sounds crazy. Someone could look this up after the show, or if you guys happen to have our scoring and everything up. I think we've scored the exact same amount of points against each other in those 4 games, which is crazy.
I know Pat does.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure after this someone will go look it up or something. But yeah, it's been that close when we've played each other.
Here's a little fun fact too. The last time you guys played each other in 2014 was the first time either one of you made the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Which is great for you. Your second year in the league, but Cody, that was his 4th year in the league. So
well, those days are long gone.
It goes to show you though, those teams that have struggled for a number of years ever since they joined the league, that you can turn it around. It takes time. You learn from your mistakes.
Yep, exactly. No, that's exciting. Another category that we've got here, most meaningful matchups. So these are games that we've already kind of alluded to. It can affect potential playoff seeding, have impacts on overall records, things like that. Games that can swing seasons, basically. And I've got Cameron and Billy here in week 11, Billy Ray. We talked about that one a little bit, but again, this is a division I think is always very competitive. It's very close. Last year, it came down to literally the last couple of weeks of the season when all 3 of them were still vying for a division title, which is unusual, I think, that late in the season. So they're developing quite the rivalry, even though Billy's only been in the league for a few seasons now. I mean, we're really starting to see that grow. A lot of trash talk. Billy is 4-2 all time over Cameron. So I think this game is going to be very, very impactful on playoff seeding, division title, things like that. So
real quick, Jameson, I mean, we both talked about this same game. Essentially, who do you have winning this game? Just throwing it out there.
God. In week 11, before we
Yep.
even do the draft or anything. Oh man, this is
Just like way too
So
early
based on
prediction here.
so based on their 5 keepers, you think, and then their taxi squad.
It's a shot in the dark. I'm going to say Cameron. It's a shot in the dark. It's a complete shot in the dark. I mean, this early in the year, but I'll say Cameron. I've already said I expect Billy to regress a little bit. I've already talked about that. We'll talk about more, throughout the rest of the offseason. But, I mean, I'll just pick Cameron.
I'll probably pick Cameron too in this matchup, only because by the end of the season, Todd Gurley will probably be worn out a little bit. Probably same as Elliott. So at the start of the season when they play, they should hit the ground running. So Cameron might get dogged that first game, but he might get him back that second game.
Yep.
Yeah, and you guys heard me talk about it. I think the bye weeks are the critical piece to this being a potential upset, which we all kind of are foreseeing. Like right now, here in the middle to late part of April, so a lot can change. Obviously, this off season, but that's kind of where we're leaning.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, happy 420 to you potheads out there.
God,
that's tomorrow
Isaac,
by the time you guys are listening to this. No, I don't smoke.
All right, Isaac, who do you have here as the most meaningful games 2019?
All right. I'm not going to talk about the same thing like abundantly, but I got John and Patrick. I mean, it's week 12, last week of the season. I mean, last year our division was decided that game, and that's somehow John just jumped me and him. I mean, John finished 8-4, me and Pat both finished 7-5. We're more worried about fighting each other, and his dad just comes out of the middle of nowhere and takes the division. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be glued to this game the first week when they play and the last week when they play. So, I mean, I'm excited and kind of nervous, like wondering, like, am I going to win the division or not?
Yeah, it's a competitive division, just like Billy and Cameron. It's going to be close to
it's
to
more
the final week
than that.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's definitely going to be a good one. Just hope I win it. No, but my game that I've got here that I'm kind of zoning on is in week 8. I'm sure you're all have seen it multiple times by now, but Jameson versus Billy Ray. This is going to be a good one. It's later part in the year. At that point, we're probably getting close to revealing our first round of playoff projections and all that good stuff. But the last time they played, Billy upset Jameson in the 2018 playoffs. I think at that time, we all knew Billy had a good team, but we just didn't see him getting that deep into the playoffs. And at that point, it's like, well, at this point, he's going to end up going all the way. You know what I mean? And that was a big key part of it, was getting past the division round on Jameson. I mean, you were the number 1 seed, right, Jameson?
Oh, yeah.
I was the number 1 seed. I was the number 1 seed. I won 10 games, and you're going to ask me anyway.
What seed were you when you lost to Mike that year, too, by the way?
I was the number 3. I was the number 3 seed that year. Yes, I know. I'm tired of hearing blank upsets Jameson in the playoffs year after year after year, because that's how it seems to be.
And who was the guy that put you out of your misery in the playoffs? The player?
Yeah, it was Amari Cooper. I hate Amari.
It was Amari Cooper. Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
His heart broke a little bit more when he had to say his name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, such crap. He doesn't do anything for like 4 years. He gets 68 points in week 14. He can fall off a cliff.
He can fall off a cliff. Yeah. Jameson had very strong feelings about him and Mitch Trubisky, for sure. Those are the two guys.
Absolutely I do.
I don't know what they did wrong, but for some reason they are on Jameson's hit list. So if something ever happens to them, you know who to come after. Jameson.
It was me. I'll say it. It was me.
I
don't know how I did it, but it was me.
No, another interesting fact about them, they both split 2-2 all time against each other. I guess Billy joined the league in 2016, and so I guess every year, just about, you guys have played each other since him being in the league.
Yeah, we have. In fact, last year when before he beat me, I beat him in the regular season barely, like just barely beat him, and then he got me back. But yeah, I guess we have played every year that we've been in the league, which is interesting.
I mean, I don't think I ever like kind of realized that up until like just saying it out loud.
Yeah. No, I didn't either. But yeah, so we'll move on to here. Teams with the toughest schedules. So this is all, this is all basically. Well, I guess the whole episode is just kind of, it's all our perspective. It's all opinion. So there's no. I mean, we got a few metrics to kind of measure some of this stuff.
I was about to say. I mean, mine's pretty concrete. It's not really skeptical.
No, there are still metrics. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion a little bit, but and because we can't predict how a team's going to look, especially this early in the year, but we do have some metrics here. So, Isaac, kick it off with who do you think has the toughest schedule in the LCC this year?
I mean, since we're talking about Billy, that's my guy. 9 out of his 12 games are going to be against teams that were 500 or better last year, which is crazy. And there's other 2 teams. It was Jade, division winner, and then Cameron twice. So even though they were under 500, they're still solid teams. Maybe not Jade as much, but Cameron was. And those 8 teams. All right, so he's going to play 8 teams that were in the playoffs in 2018. So 8 out of 12 were in the playoffs. It's insane. And guess what? Their average, if you add up their record, add up all their records into. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't talk for a second. Yeah, if you add up all their records and divide it, 8-4 records is the average. That's unbelievable.
Good. Yeah,
that's 5 division winners: Mando, Daquan, Jade, John, and Jameson, and that's not including Cody, Patrick, and myself. That's like the gauntlet. The best. You're going to go through it, buddy.
Yeah, I think now's a good time to mention, if you guys don't know, the schedule in the LCC this year reflects an NFL schedule. So if you were a division winner, you face division winners. If you were second, you face a lot of second place winners. You face, actual divisions every year that'll move around. So it's very reflective of an NFL schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know if Pat had already explained that or not, but.
No, I didn't. I'm glad he said that. Probably should have mentioned that very early on in this episode. If you're wondering why, let's say Billy, as a perfect example, why he's got the schedule that he has, it's because 1, he finished first in his division, and then 2, he ended up winning the conference. So just like in the NFL, if you go to the Super Bowl next year, you're going to have 9 times out of 10 the hardest or the top 3 hardest schedules in the league. And that kind of reflects this here, as you're about to see. And then if you finish last year division, or if you were just a bottom of the barrel team,
like
your schedule is going, perfect example. Myself, I came in last place in my division. My schedule is a lot easier than the 3 guys we're mentioning now.
And then and trust me, we'll get to that later, but continue.
Yeah. All the division.
You're going to see that. And basically the divisional winners of last year will face off against each other, and so on.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out perfectly. I mean, there are some divisions where they're very, very weak. So you might have a division winner with a relatively easy schedule, but still like the yours. Games. Well, hey, mine's still.
I got Zingers today, boy.
I still play John, Billy, and Cody, and I don't even know who else. But I mean, I'm still playing a lot of division winners on my schedule.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that, because remember when I first looked at it when we were doing the doc, I'm like, dude, you got an easy schedule, and I was like, well, you do play some division winners. It's just your division's so weak, it looks like a weak schedule.
Yeah, plus Hunter, plus Daquan, and I would say Jade, but
yeah.
Moving on. So I've got another division winner, incredibly tough schedule. John, 10 of his 12 games are against teams that were 500 or better. In 2018, the other 2 teams, Jade, he was still a division winner, and then Cameron, 5 division winners in his schedule there. Hunter, Mondo, Billy, Jade, and myself, and then of course he's playing Patrick and Isaac twice, and then Peyton, who I think is going to be an incredibly good team this year. So, John, that's just tough, man. That's a tough schedule. That's going to be tough to get through.
He got the short end of the staff on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you win your division, you get punished next season with a tough schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
But here, what?
It's gonna be. I will say this, man. Here lately, I don't want to say it's easy to be, a back-to-back division champion because it's not, but it's definitely going to be tougher, and it's going to be a lot more if you're a guy that wins your division back-to-back now versus previous years, or you're a guy that has won your conference or won a little critical back-to-back. It's going to mean so much more now than ever before, just like it means in the NFL. And I'm really excited to see that. But my team that has the toughest schedule, and we give him a lot of crap because of some of the opponents he faces, but it's Cody. I really think Cody has an extremely tough schedule, and I'm sure he agrees with me. 9 of his 12 games are going to be against teams that finished above 500 last year, which basically means 9 of the 12 teams made the playoffs last year. Those are his opponents. Playing against the best teams the Elite 12 had to offer from 2018. We talked about Billy going through the gauntlet. Cody is going through the same thing. This is the toughest schedule Cody has ever seen since the league expanded. Probably just the toughest schedule he's ever seen. I mean, this is going to really challenge him. I think it's going to be very rewarding to himself, too, if he can succeed under this kind of stress. And Cody could easily, this may seem like a stretch, and it kind of is a stretch, but he could easily finish 2-2 in the last 4 weeks of the regular season, meaning he can only spare 3 other losses the rest of the season. And if we go back to week 1, why I was talking about week 1 is such a big deal for Cody, if he loses that, then he only has 2 more games he can spare the rest of the year. And I think that it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough this year. And we may be looking at a 7-5 Cody record. I mean, that's mind-boggling when you consider how great his team is, but we could literally be looking at that because of the way his schedule is built. But again, if Cody gets through this, man, you cannot deny the fact that he is one of the best owners in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he might have a tough schedule, but both Isaac and I have him really early on, but predicted probably a 9-3 record out of him, even with that kind of schedule. So worst case, we both have him 7-5. So I think that I think he'll be all right. Any thoughts, Isaac?
Nope.
All right, perfect, cool. We'll move on to the easiest schedule here. Some of the guys that we think might have an easier trek throughout the 2019 season.
If you want to crown them, then crown their.
I love that. It might be one of my favorite sound drops that we've had so far.
Yeah, well, I love that it bleeps it out too, which just makes it so funny at the end. But
yeah,
Pat, go ahead and kick it off with who you think might have an easier road.
Yeah, and this kind of makes sense why he has an easier road, but I think Billy Powell, BP, owner of Beg for Greg, he's inheriting a team that finished 5-7, so it is a team that needed to be rebuilded, but he's already taking steps early on in the season. I have a lot of faith in Billy Powell to be a good owner in this league long term. Only 3 of his opponents, though, he's facing finished 500 or better. Only 3 of them. He's in a weaker division, like we talked about. I mean, Jameson, you're obviously good, but Tyler just does not have the track record to say that Tyler is a real threat to Billy Powell's, surge into the league his rookie year. You also look at his interconference play. He's got Michael. That's probably the toughest one out of these 3. The next one's Charles. I think that's a win for Billy Powell. And Storm, I think that one's a toss-up, but I think Billy Powell will more than likely win that game, just depending on how the offseason goes. And his conference play, he does have myself. He does have Cameron. He does have Bryson. He does have Mike. And he does have Jade. You look at those, there's only 2 games out of that mix that really seem tough, and that's against Cameron and myself. I think he's going to walk over Bryson. I think he should be Mike, and I think he should be able to be Jade. I'm telling you, man, he may be able to make the playoffs just based off some of these more favorable matchups. But honestly, it's going to come down to these player matchups. I think that really matters more than anything when you look at a team's success.
Uh-huh. All right, so
It's the truth.
moving on,
Isaac.
I'm going to teams with the easiest schedule, and it is no other than the guy that was just talking, Patrick Nugent. 7-5 in 2018. He's going to play 7 teams that were 500 or under. Ridiculous. Interconference play: Kevin, Michael, Storm, division losers. Conference play: Bryson, Billy Powell, Cam, Peyton. Cameron Peyton, could go either way. It depends on which Cam you get, and is Peyton going to get a defense? If not, then that's a cakewalk for all of those. But he's still guaranteed 6 to 7 wins. I mean, if you look at his taxi squad, his keepers, his draft capital, I mean, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I got Patrick going like 9-3 because his schedule is so
right.
so easy with his roster. Like it's ridiculous.
Isaac's been complaining about that for a couple of days, y'all.
You have no idea.
So
I have been.
Isaac wanted to rewrite the entire scheduling rules to redo like one game. It was the craziest.
My biggest thing, which I won't get into a lot, me and Patrick had the same record of 7-5. I'm playing middle tier divisions, and he's playing the lower tier because I beat him in points 4, even though we had the same schedule. So if I get 3 middle teams, he gets 3 lower teams. So it's like I was, that was my argument behind that. I was a little bit confused, but Patrick explained it to me after a whole day, and I calmed down.
Yeah.
After a lot of text messages back and forth in our chat, but I've got Hunter here as a team with an easier schedule. It's not super easy, so it's kind of a default team here. Just
how easy is it, Jameson?
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get whatever the reference was trying to be there. But yeah, so he's going to play 7 games that are under 500. Teams that were under 500 better in 2018. His interconference play is a little tough. Myself, John, and Jade, all division winners. But the conference play does not. I wouldn't be scared. Matt and Michael twice, and then Charles. So 5 games there that should be fairly easy. Hunter's proven himself to be pretty legit. In the LCC, I already have him kind of locked in at 9 wins on the high side, 7 wins on the low side. So I don't think he should have a problem steamrolling through what ended up being his schedule this year. So,
all right.
But Isaac, I know you've got a category here you wanted to kind of breeze through games that never were. We'll let you kind of talk through this real quick, and then we'll finish up.
All right. Yeah, I added this section in. I thought it would be really cool. Games that we wanted but never were. Number 1, I got Jade and Cameron. Number 1 rivalry in the league. Jade is 9-5, including 3-1 in the playoffs, all time against Cameron. And we all know about that Cameron Jade historical trade, right?
That's why you and I are on a trade committee.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
But next, I got Cameron and Cody, biggest trash talkers in each side. Cam is 8-2 all time against Cody. He owns him, in which I wanted to see his dominant team now play Cam. John and Daquan, only 6 total points differential separating 9 games. John is 5-4 all the time against Daquan. 6
Wait,
points.
that's 6 points
6
differential
points.
If 9 games, holy cow! Wow,
6
that is competitive.
points. It is ridiculous. Next, I got Cody and Jordan, one of the best family rivalry games in the LCC. Jordan's 7-5 all time against Cody. Next, I got Jordan and Matt. Each owner has won multiple LCC championships.
I think you mean Jade and Matt.
Who did I say?
You said Jordan.
You said Jordan and Matt.
My bad. Jordan, you'll get there. You'll get there, buddy. Jade and Matt. Each owner has won multiple LCC championships. Jade is 5-3 all time against Matt. These last 2 I wanted to do if they never played each other, and that would be me and Jordan. I mean, we're good friends. He kind of mentored me when I first started playing fantasy. I've always wanted to play against him. Still hasn't happened yet. Maybe next year. And last but not least, Billy Ray Cyrus versus Hunter Champions. I feel like they're pretty talented like player-wise and owner-wise, but they never played each other. So I thought that would have been a cool one that we could have saw. But
Well, guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you had the schedule out looking through it as we talked about some of the games, and I hope you're as excited about it as we are moving forward. So, again, be sure to comment on the video below about which games you are most excited about or games you wish were on the schedule. Remember, the next week's episode will be released a little bit early, Wednesday, right before the NFL draft, so that you can check that out before the draft. So check that out on Wednesday. And with that, guys, we are out. Goodbye. Oh, yeah, check out our new outro.